So in terms of dealing with Muslims, the basic premise has to be compassion. We have to have compassion for our brothers and sisters. And we have to recognize that all these ayahs and hadith that are brought up about having ghilza and mubtada' and, frowning in the face of the innovator and all of these things. Those hadiths were all related when the ummah was filled with knowledge, and they apply to times when people's deviancy is clearly unacceptable. When you have times where nobody knows anymore what the truth is. I mean, our books now are being manipulated. Last night we were looking at I was showing people that I have in my own library, different books at different periods. The same book that was printed in 1970, and it has things in it that were taken out of later editions because the publishing house was purchased by a certain sect that didn't want those ideas being disseminated in the ummah. And so people don't even realize that their books are being manipulated. The tradition of Islam is being changed in computers. And things are being blacked out or deleted, just retypeset, so that you read a book and you think you're reading what that author said, and people have removed from it. And that's one of the things that Allah says about الَّذِينَ يُحَرِّفُونَ الْكَلِمَ عَنْ مَوَاضِعِهِ, those who change or alter words from their appropriate places. So people don't even realize that the deen is being changed before their very eyes, although the deen is protected, and we believe that. But that does not mean that you can't have what's called a type of treachery that has occurred historically, and it occurred even at the time of Imam Sha'rani, said that people put things in their books. There are people on the internet that write things about people that have never happened. And then it becomes a lie. And one of the hadiths that's in the Sahih, the Prophet ﷺ said that يَأْتِي عَلَى النَّاسِ زَمَانٍ يَتَكَلَّمَ الْمَرْءُ بِالْكَذِبِ فَيَبْلُغُ الْآفَاقِ, that there's coming a time when somebody will tell a lie and instantaneously it will reach the corners of the earth. Because fa is harf ta'qib, it's something that happens, it's not ba'da muhla, it's something that happens just after. Ja amrun fa zaydun, like Amr came in and then immediately after Zayd. And the hadith says that a man will speak a lie, and he didn't say thumma, he said fa yablughul afaq. It will immediately thereafter be all over the world. And that's one of the things. And one of the things about liars in Sharia is you're a liar if you tell something that you have not confirmed its veracity. A lot of Muslims don't know that because they haven't studied the rules of the tongue. Kadhab in the Arabic language is somebody who continually tells lies. It's different from kadhib. And in the hadith literature, a person would be declared a liar if he didn't verify the sanad. There's people read the books of hadith now, mustalahat al-hadith, and they say, وَكَانَ كَذَّابًا. And they say, oh, he was a liar. And they don't understand that the ulama sometimes meant, he wasn't wada'. He wasn't somebody that fabricated hadith. He was somebody that did not verify the truthfulness of the hadith and would relate it as if it was true, which is a liar in Sharia. So if somebody tells you something about somebody and you go and tell somebody else and it's not true, you are written as a liar. And if you keep doing that, you become a liar with God, because you can tell a lie in your life, but if you do consistently, you become a liar with Allah, and the liar is the worst of creatures. And the Prophet ﷺ said, كَفَى بِالْمَرْءِ شَرًّا أَنْ يُحَدِّثَ بِكُلِّ مَا سَمِعَ. It's enough to consider a man evil that he relates everything he hears. And the Quran says, إِنْ جَاءَكُمْ فَاسِقٌ بِنَبَإٍ فَتَبَيَّنُوا. If a fasiq comes to you with some news, it says, فَتَبَيَّنُوا. You should immediately find out whether that's true or not. And in a riwayah sab'iyya, فَتَثَبَّتُوا. So it's not just tabyin, it's also tathbeet. Tabyin means to find out exactly what is being said, to understand it. Tathabbut means to find out if it's really thabit, if that's really from that person. Because there's things you hear and you don't know what they meant by it. So-and-so said such and such. And you don't even know. You have to ask the person, what did you mean? That's what a qadi does that. That's what a qadi does. Even in the rules of apostasy, the qadi has to ask the person,